Peace, peace. So I just wanted to get into a quick video on a couple of things, a couple of different things actually. I wanted to tell y'all a couple of little stories of things that I have experienced here while also talking about how to deal with depression and how to deal with feeling lonely while you are living abroad. One thing that I know people don't really talk about when traveling is that it can be depressive. It can be lonely. It can be you can feel isolated, and I don't think people talk about that enough. But I just want to talk about some of my experiences and what I've been through and how do I deal with that feeling of loneliness, depression, stagnation, and things like that. So, first, I just wanted to give y'all a little story time. Since I've been here in Thailand, it has been amazing. Okay, when you look on social media, you will see that people will kind of sell you a type of lifestyle, right, while living abroad. They will make it seem like it's the best thing ever, right? And like you will come here, you will be living here, and you won't go through any challenges. You'll be living your best life, just thriving, chilling by the pool, sipping tea, um, having fun, living your best life. And that can be true. That can be true. You can live your best life, but there also are challenges that you have to navigate through to be able to even appreciate that happiness or appreciate being here in a different place, in a different culture, right? And these are some of the things that I have been through that I feel like others also go through, but they just don't talk about enough. And I was having a discussion with one of my new friends, who I met actually through her watching some of my YouTube channel, my YouTube videos, and she kind of just automated. I didn't even talk about my challenges and some of the things that I've been actually going through recently when it comes to me being a little bit depressed because I feel isolated and I don't feel like I have that true community of people around me. I feel like, I meet people who I feel connected to, and then they go off and continue their traveling, or, they have their own families, or just whatever the case, something that doesn't keep that connection truly like flowing to where like, because I mean, back home in North Carolina, I have my group of friends and I would hang out with them a lot, but I also had the balance of knowing how to be in solitude and knowing how to be by myself and spend time alone, because I thrive. I thrive in solitude. I do. I love being by myself. I am my best friend and I have a lot of self-love. I don't necessarily believe in, or not even believe, but for me, I see loneliness as an illusion. I think that naturally we do want to feel connected and we do want to have a community of people, but essentially, like, we should also know how to be alone. We should also know how to be by ourselves. We should also feel comfortable being by ourselves. But I've met people in the past who are like, I do not like being alone. I cannot be by myself. And they need other people to fulfill that emptiness that they feel when they are by themselves. And I'm like, no, you are your own best friend. Nobody's going to love you or treat you or listen to you or motivate you like you can yourself. So I think having that true sense of awareness of knowing how to be by yourself, knowing how to be in solitude is very important when it comes to solo travel, because you will face certain challenges where you won't have those things that you are comfortable with, that are there to comfort you when you are going through something. So I can't just pick up my phone and call my friends when I want to. Like, I can, but 9 times out of 10, when I do want to talk to somebody, they're asleep, or because of the time zone different. So you kind of have to know how to just navigate through those emotions and get through things on your own, which is something that I was already I've been practicing basically my whole life, so I'm very much used to it. But I realized that being in a different country and truly being isolated from my family, my friends, a certain type of transportation, a certain type of lifestyle, that it can be challenging, and I'm learning how to really navigate through those things in a different way. And it's challenging, but it's also helping me grow courage. It's helping me grow confidence in who I am, and it's connecting me deeper to the true love I have in myself, which I never really thought. Like, I thought I had it back home. I'm like, I got this love. I could be by myself all day long. I would rather be by my damn self than be around people. But essentially, like, I do need community. I do want people who I can be around like-minded individuals. I do want people I could talk to. I do want people I can hang out with and laugh with and drink with and smoke with, or do whatever I deem as fun. Hike with, on all those other things. Even though back home I hike by myself a lot. But then I also have my friends who I hike with, such as my friend Art. Shouts out to him. But I first and foremost, one thing that people don't talk about is when you come to live abroad or solo travel or whatever the case, you're going to feel a different type of isolation that you normally can't feel or don't feel when you're back home, right? Because there's always something there to comfort you, whether it be a family member, whether it be, even if you don't get along with your family, they're still around somewhere. Okay. Or your friends, or whoever you feel connected to, or your partner or spouse or whoever, right? And you come to a different place and it challenges you because you're around people. First of all, for me, I'm in a different country. I'm in an Asian culture and I'm a Black woman. There's Black people here, yes, but there's not a lot of them. All right? There's not a lot of them. And for the most part, there's a good, I would say this, there's a good amount of Black people here, but there's not as many Black people here as if when I was in North Carolina, I could walk outside and, Black person walking down the street, Black person in there, you know what I'm saying? So, that kind of can be a little daunting sometimes, because I'm like, I don't see people who look like me. And there's a language barrier for a lot of people that I meet who are Thai, who are Chinese, Korean, whatever the case. And communication is so valuable. We don't even see the value in communication and being able to truly connect with people, right? Through our words and through how we are able to relate to each other, or just even get to know a person or understand a person. Because if you can't understand what they're saying, then you can't understand what they're going through, and for me to be somebody who, of course, I'm a very empathic person. We all are empathic in some way. I'm a very empathic person, so I'm sensitive to energy, so I can feel somebody before I even have a conversation with them, right? And there are times where, like, I'll even be in the car on my way to work, in a Grab or a Bolt, and I will, the driver will want to talk to me. They would be so curious about me, but I'll be asking them questions, they'll be asking me questions, but because there's a language barrier, sometimes I don't understand what they're saying because of their accent, and they're just like, they don't know, they can't convey a certain message to me or ask me a certain question because they don't know how to say it. And sometimes we'll have to pull out a translator and all these other different things, modalities that we can use to be able to communicate with each other. So for instance, one time, little story time for you. I was in a Grab or Boat, I can't remember, and there was this Thai man that was driving. And he barely spoke any type of English. And he asks me, he's like, "Where are you from?" And I'm like, "I'm from America." And then he pulls out his translator, and he was like, because he was trying to say something to me, and I was like, "I don't understand what you're saying." He was like, "You don't speak Thai?" And I'm like, "No." So he was like, he pulled out his translator, and he said something in Thai, and he gives the phone to me, and it says, "You're not white. How are you from America? Your skin is dark and your hair is curly. Aren't you from Africa?" And I look at him and I'm like, "No." And I hand him phone back. Well, I use the translator, and I'm like, there are black people in America just like there are Asian people in America as well. There are a bunch of different races, and it's a melting pot. It's diverse, and that's what I was explaining to him. And he was like, "Oh." He was like, "Oh, okay." He was like he really didn't know. And I'm like, "Yeah, there's black people there too." And he was like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "I thought she was from Africa." So, there have been a couple of different occasions where, you know, and he didn't mean it wasn't anything negative. He didn't mean anything about it like, oh, all black people are from Africa. But in his mind, he probably don't meet a lot of people. He doesn't meet a lot of people who are, you know, have a darker complexion, have curly hair, and they're from America, right? So being able to even say that to him and give him that perspective, it probably blew his mind. It probably was like, "Oh my God, what, really?" Like, a lot of people especially like in Asian cultures, they don't have, because they don't leave their country, they don't have the awareness that the world is filled with all different kinds of people. And in certain Asian places, all they can think is just Asian. They don't see any other race or anything. Like, they're just like Asian people, Asian. There's a lot of, I think it's called Hamu, I forgot how to pronounce it, but there's a lot of societies where it's literally just them. That's all they experience. And when they see a person who has a darker complexion, who, you know, it kind of like triggers them in a way, and not necessarily a bad way, but it opens up their minds where they're like, "Wait, what? There's other people in the world." There's not just other Asian people in the world. At least that's how I think about it, because that's how they act. And, you know, the fact that we have the media, the fact that we have social media, YouTube, all these other different platforms that are able to just give people the awareness that, hey, there are people in other countries that look different, but you can relate to and you can connect with too, because as human beings, we all have some type of connection to each other where we can relate to each other and we can understand each other. And just because we're different doesn't mean we have to dislike each other. But everybody, for some reason, there's certain cultures and there's certain mindsets that lead you to believe that you can't like somebody or you can't connect with them because they look different from you. And I think that's one of the most toxic traits of the world. The most toxic traits of the world, and colonization and all these other things that have happened historically has really conditioned us to believe that because somebody looks different, oh, we have to treat them different. Instead of trying to understand them, understand their story, understand who they are. We all have a story to tell. We all have some type of something, right? We all go through things. We're human beings. We all go through challenges. And we all have to face these challenges in some way. And certain mindsets that we have that have shaped our reality and created our reality has really conditioned us to treat people differently. And I think that's I just can't. I just can't with it sometimes. I'm just like, but that's not my job to not can't with it. My job is to can with it and be me. Because all I can do is smile and really just show love and kindness, because that's all I'm here for. I'm here to show love and kindness, and to show people that they have that love and kindness inside their heart, even if they don't think that they do, or even if they haven't witnessed it or haven't felt it. It's people here in the Asian culture that have been through a lot of trauma, that have been through things too, even though they have not been through maybe some of the same things that American or Black Americans have been through, but essentially we all go through something that has conditioned us in some way to feel insecure, to be upset about some type of pain. Every human being feels pain. We all do. We all do. I don't care how narcissistic, how much of a manipulator, how much of a person you try to be to control your life and control the things around you. I don't give up. That's what led you to be that way anyway, is all the pain that you have been through. All right? So learning how to just release it. And I'm really changing my perspective on the releasing thing, because I think that emotions can be transmuted, not necessarily released out of us. I think that, through doing certain things, of course, like writing and journaling and meditating, and like you're coming to an awareness of those things, and you know how to transmute them. Just because you think you have released anger can still exist in the body, okay? It's a natural emotion that people feel. But to hold on to that anger is what makes it unnatural. And it makes the nervous system it makes the nervous system be like, what the hell is going on? That's why you respond or react the way you do when certain people say certain things. I've been in certain environments where I've seen people get triggered off or something, and I'm like, maybe we don't have the same triggers, but I'm like, what? No, like, what? Like, and it takes for you to really have a certain type of perspective. And once you have a certain type of perspective, you're able to shape your reality. Somebody could say something rude to you, and then you're able to be like, oh, they must just like me a lot. It's easy, but you have to know how to, to take something negative and turn it into something positive. It can be hard, it really can, and some people think that's a weakness, but it's not a weakness. It's really not. Yes, it's okay to feel anger, but it's not okay to hold on to anger, because that's not doing anything for your body. It's not doing anything healthy for your body at all. It's suppressing you. It's making you feel triggered every time something happens to the world, to whatever the case. And we have to learn how to really just be like, no. We have to learn how to bring ourselves to a peaceful state, and to bring ourselves to being relaxed, chill out, let that shit go. Like, seriously, because it doesn't benefit us when we're holding on to sadness and anger and all these other different emotions that really disrupt and bring us out of balance. It disrupts our nervous system and brings us makes everything wacky for us, and it makes it easy for us to feel depressed. All right. And this brings me to another thing. When you are living abroad, make sure you have some type of routine. And my new friend I was talking to was saying, she was asking me, like, do you have a routine? And I'm like, you know what, I don't. And I don't have a routine because I keep moving, I keep changing jobs, something keeps changing in my life. And I'm realizing that I have to learn how to really roll with those changes. And if I have certain consistent practices that I do every day, then those things are going to help you, whether it be you getting up in the morning and you meditating, dancing, you doing something for yourself. Because if you're coming to Thailand to teach, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you something. Don't think you finna just come here and teach and just be living your best life, okay? Teachers, if you're working in person, teachers work from 7:30 to 4:30. That is your day. That is your whole day. And you're working Monday through Friday. The weekend is the only time you get a chance to really breathe. Kids are in school a lot longer here than they are in America. They got full-time jobs, okay? But one thing that's positive about it is, at least at the school that I'm at, is that the kids are having fun. Like, they're, some of them I'm sure are stressed and things like that because it's school, but they're having fun. A lot of the Thai kids are really happy. They're always smiling. They're always complimenting me. They're always, at least some of them are more eager to learn than others. But, even the ones that aren't eager to learn, they still, you can tell that it's because nobody has tried to help them or push them or, just look to have patience with them. And to really work with kids, you have to be patient with them, right? You have to know how to be patient with them. And you have to know how to be patient with yourself. Okay, especially if you're coming here to teach and you really want to teach and not just be here because, oh, I want to travel. But I think that being a teacher, you have to have some type of care about kids and their education. And if you don't, then it's kind of like, well, you're not really here for the kids or teaching. You're here for just to party and whatever the case. So you have to ask yourself, like, what do you value? What do you want to come and get out of this experience? Do you want to come here and party? Do you want to come here and just think you're going to live in paradise and you think that you're not going to have any stresses? Since I've been here, there's been a lot of things I felt stressed about. But because I'm self-aware of my happiness, of my peace, I know how to navigate through those stresses, and I know how to really just be patient with myself and understanding that I'm in a different country, right? I had enough courage to come here and to actually experience this. And a lot of people don't have that courage. A lot of people I was talking to before leaving were like having a fucking heart attack because they can't get out of their comfort zone, and they can't get out of that bubble of experiencing the same thing over and over and over again. When you come to a different country, be prepared to go through things. Life is not going to be just as easy. It's not going to always be sunshine and butterflies. There's a lot of beautiful moments that you experience living abroad, but there's also some downfalls to living abroad. And you have to know how to uplift yourself and to motivate yourself. Okay? Going back to routine. Having a routine. I'm going to take her advice, my friend's advice, in setting a routine, because I know that is going to help me. Anytime I have a routine for myself, getting up in the morning, meditating, breathing, just setting my mind, balancing myself out before, going to work, and not feeling like I'm just giving myself to a job and this is what I'm living for, to work. I don't think anybody should live that kind of lifestyle. But as human beings, we need money. We need money to survive. So it's kind of like you have to really know how to balance that work life and your time for you. Self-care is highly important while living abroad. So journaling, writing out your feelings. I felt so much better yesterday because I wrote out all the things I was feeling. And I have a manifestation book, so I like to write out the things I want to see happen for myself, and it helps me transmute the energy of what I'm feeling. And I know how to also detach myself from those feelings, which is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful gift. And I detach myself from those feelings from knowing how to really, okay, how do I feel? I observe them. And then I say, well, how can we change this feeling? How can we look at this in a more positive light instead of focusing on something negative? What can you do to really shape and change that? Because you are the creator of what you are experiencing. You are the creator of all of that. Whatever thought you're focusing on, if you're focusing on sadness, if you're focusing on not having money, if you're focusing on other things, those things are going to continue to expand. They're going to continue to happen, and things are going to continue to be thrown at you because your spirit is now testing you, right? Well, what are the things that you appreciate? Having gratitude will help you so much. I noticed for me, I wasn't thankful, and I didn't have a lot of gratitude for what I was experiencing. I kept saying like, this ain't America, this ain't, well, I didn't say that, but I was just kind of like, well, this doesn't have what North Carolina has. I can't do what I was doing here when it comes to hiking. Yes, you can hike in Chiang Mai, but I was telling y'all in another video that there are some areas that are like, they basically are monitored because they want to know, so travelers don't come to the woods and get lost somewhere. They want to know who's going in the woods and like, what you doing, where you going, like, and which I get that, but I didn't really have that experience when I was in North Carolina. So I just like being able to just freely just kind of wander about. But I do have an understanding that I get why certain things are monitored and like kind of like questioned here on your whereabouts and where you're going. So I get that, I really do. But again, too, I have to navigate into the appreciation of what I do have. And okay, we'll find other outlets of how I can get in nature and how I can, like I said too, transportation. Once you have your own, if you have your own transportation in Thailand, in Chiang Mai, if you're in Chiang Mai, then it's a lot easier for you to navigate versus you looking for a ride and paying for a ride every day. Because let me tell you, I was in a car the other day with of course a driver, and he was fussing me out a little bit. He was like he was like, no, you need to learn how to ride a motorbike because it's gonna save you money. He was like, learn how to drive a motor. He just the whole ride. He just kept saying the same thing over and over and over. He was like, learn how to drive a motorbike. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna learn. He was like, because we don't want to take you, because the school that I work at is probably about like 20 minutes away from where I live. And he was saying like the drivers don't get paid much from driving me from where I'm at to driving all the way to the school. It's like, we don't get paid much. We only get what, 30 baht out of the 130 that you're paying. And I'm like, oh dang, okay, I didn't know that. So he was just like, get up, drive a motorbike, you're gonna save so much money. And he was just giving me advice and things like that. So that's something that transportation definitely has an effect on me and my mental health. Being able to just like feel more free and being able to get up and go when I want to go and do what I want to do, versus me being like, dang, I can't go nowhere today because I don't have the money to, or I don't want to spend the money to, I will have the money, but I don't want to spend the money to get a driver or whatever the case. So it would quickly make you a homebody too. It would quickly make you a homebody. I'm okay, I'm comfortable with being home, but also like I said, I'm an explorer, so I love being able to venture out. I love being in the woods, like my little fairy self. I need the woods, I need trees, I need the forest, I need the jungle, I need all of it. I need to be with Mother Nature. And I know that's essential for me as a person, and it's essential for a lot of us to be out in nature. So if you're somebody who is in a place and you feel depressed a lot, even if you're just home, like, go out in the woods, take a walk, okay? It's good for you and your mental health. Take a walk. So those are just a couple of different things. But when it comes to any type of like racism and discrimination and things like that, I don't really go through that here in Thailand. Like I don't really go through discrimination. Now I will say this one story too. I got another story for you, and I think this is the only time where it was like kind of like just cringy to me a little bit, where I was out with my friends and drank a little bit of water, I'm thirsty. But I was out with my friends and we were hanging out with this group of Thai people. And, they had invited us to come drink or whatever the case, because we had walked past them on our way to a place that one of my friends was DJing at. And, they were like, come drink with us, come party with us, da, 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 da. We were like, we gotta go see our friend. So we'll come back. And we did end up coming back. And when we came back, we were pretty much very drunk. By then we were pretty drunk, like, but even when I'm drunk, I'm highly aware, highly, even more aware than when I'm sober. So we were dancing and things like that. And, since I've been in Thailand and going out and things like that, I will go out and like dance, but I don't think I've been in an environment where I could just like let loose and like, just like, dance how I want to dance, or dance how I dance at home. So we were dancing and things like that. I'm just doing a little two-step. And my friend, the couple that I was with, I'm pretty sure you've seen them on my channel. who I did an interview, a little small interview of, one of my friends was dancing, and one of the Thai girls came up to us, and she was like, show me how to, she basically was asking me to show her how to twerk. And I was like, because my friend was twerking, and I was like, he's showing you. I was like, he's showing you. First of all, he's from Brazil, so he know how to move his hips way better than me. So, so what are you saying? But she just kept like, literally the whole time we were dancing, she was like, you do it. It's your native thing. Like, you do this. This is what you do. And I'm like, girl, if you don't get out my face. I was like, no, you do it. You twerk. You twerk. And then she started like doing a little bit, and I'm like, yeah, you do it. Don't ask me to do it, because what you asking me for? Like, I'm supposed to, no. So that kind of was a little like eerie a little bit, but it wasn't nothing that I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna get so upset over. I was just like, I was pretty much ignoring her like the rest of the night, because I was just like, whatever. Because I'm guessing she's connecting twerking with Black women because of the media. Whatever the media portrays, this is what people kind of get in their mind. This is who they are, instead of having the sensibility that people are different everywhere. Yes, do I like to twerk? She's not wrong about me liking to twerk. No, right? But get out of my face, because just because I'm Black, I know how to twerk. Like, what if I don't know how to twerk? Like, you ain't about to have me out here looking crazy. So, like, I'm not your entertainer. This is not, like, unless you throwing ones, where the bands at, baby? Like, you want me to twerk? Where the bands? I should have asked her that. Where are the bands? If you want me to do all of that. But, like I said, I was just like, whatever. So, and I wanted, and it kind of did make me feel away, because I wanted to like let loose. I wanted to twerk a little bit, you know, and I know how to clap my cheeks very well, but I didn't want to be like a showcase. Like, I'm an entertainer in here, and there's nobody paying me. So I don't work for free. So, that happened, but you know, like I said, like, people in certain countries, they only know you from what they've experienced from media. They've experienced probably in some of their encounters, but other than that, like, it's not much like discrimination per se, to where they think like, oh, Black people are beneath me. I don't think that. I know for a fact Thai people don't think that way, because a lot of them don't even know like freaking African American history. They don't know deeply about slavery and things like that, the stuff that, you know, traumatically we have been through as Black people. Like, they don't know about that, and they can't connect with it because they don't have an understanding of it. And they're if they don't have the friendships or being able to even speak the language, like, there's no way you can really explain that to them unless you learn Thai and then you translate it in that way, and then, you know, whatever the case. But yeah, I think that's why I'm really appreciating YouTube, and just how people are traveling more, especially Black people are traveling more. I love it, because now we are able to really give them a deeper sense of who we are, you know, and especially when we go to other countries and things like that, and we have like a pure heart to wanting to experience other people with different backgrounds and things like that, because it like, just going somewhere just because you want to experience like paradise, or you want to experience just being lit all the time, it's self-sabotaging to who you are. Because you could come to Thailand and it's easy for you to get wrapped up in going out all the time and spending your money and probably ending up in debt, like, and debt as in just broke. Like, you know, like that can happen, and I'm sure it does happen to people, to where they come, they have a plan, and their plan doesn't go accordingly to what they want it to be. So just having that awareness of self is going to help you in the long run. Journaling, writing out how you feel when you feel sadness, depression, when you feel lonely, or whatever the case. Write out your feelings. Another thing that helps me a lot that people probably would think I'm crazy for is that I talk to myself. I talk to myself a lot. And I talk through the things that I'm going through with myself because I want to hear them out loud and I want to feel it and I want to observe that feeling. Right? And I'm my best friend. I really am. And I know that my spirit guides are always listening to me and they're always like, I say something crazy, they're like, okay, but what do you mean by that? And why do you even feel that way? Or why do you, is that your mindset, or is that just a thought that you're experiencing? Or is that somebody else's mindset? Is that where is this coming from? Where are you pulling this from? So I need to be able to say it out loud, because saying it out loud, you hear it and you hear the vibrations of your words and you are able to feel it differently versus you just thinking it and thinking, oh, okay, that's okay to feel and think that way. When a lot of the times it's not. And it will be, again, self-sabotaging to yourself to just hold on to things. When we talk, we're able to release a lot of that. We're able to let go of it and just be able to observe it and be like, oh no, I know how to transmute that feeling. I know how to change my perspective when it comes to things. Like I said, I've been here in Thailand and I have my moments where I'm not appreciative. I don't show gratitude. But I did all of that to come here and not be appreciative of what I'm experiencing. No. I did not get here for nothing. I came here because I wanted a deeper sense of self. I wanted to experience a different culture. I want to change people's hearts, right? About how they feel about themselves, and showing people that traveling is okay. Getting out of your comfort zone is okay. Getting out of what you're used to is okay, because sometimes we need to really expand, but we don't allow ourselves to do it because we're so comfortable into our mindsets. We're so comfortable and attached to a certain type of personality, a certain type of experience, that we don't even know how to experience anything else. And then when we do, we feel triggered by it. That's crazy to me. It's blasphemy. Fucking blasphemy. So I want to be able to be an example for people that you can leave. You can go to other places. Like, even if it's just you discovering a new place in your hometown, talking to people, getting out the phone. That's one thing I also really enjoy about being in Thailand. When I see friends hanging out, I don't see everybody just scrolling, being quiet. They in each other's face, ha 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 ha, like laughing and stuff, having a grand old time. When I see couples together, they like eye to eye, looking at each other in the eyes, like, like it's true, it's pureness. It's a different type of pureness that you don't experience being in Charlotte, North Carolina. I didn't see a lot of that. You go out and about, you walking around the park or anywhere, you see people on their phone. You see people not even embracing and enjoying their experience or their present moment. And it's like we're constantly trying to run away from our problems through social media, through drinking, through this, through that, instead of being able to, we can still experience those things, but let's have an awareness of how we feel when we are doing those things. I like to drink. I like to smoke. I also like being on my phone, but at the same time too, I know that doing all those things all the time and not having a sense of me and how I feel and just suppressing those things is going to have an effect on me. It's going to have an effect on me. It's okay to be in a different country and you could be a homebody, but don't feel like you can't go outside and talk to people. And even if there is a language barrier, because like I said, being in a certain place where people don't really speak English like that. And we also have to remember that Thailand was never colonized. So that kind of goes back to the racism thing. Thailand was never colonized. They just get a lot of their sense of beauty and things like that. And that's just like Asian people and like Chinese people, Korean people. A lot of them think that the whiter you are, the more beautiful you are. And I'm also rewiring that as an example too. I am rewiring, because I feel like, I love the fact that when I go to school and the little Thai girls or Chinese girls, or they're like, "You're so beautiful, teacher," and I'm like, "Oh my God, thank you, you're so beautiful too," and they're like, "Thank you," like. And it's like, okay, but the fact that they find beauty in darker skin, it just shows you like you're changing people's mindset. It doesn't have to just be, they don't have to just feel like they have to look how the Asian girls look on TV or whatever the case, you know, or whatever they're showing, because we get our beauty standards and the way we look and feel about ourselves through the media and through what people are wearing, the fashion, the trend, and all these other things. And it's like, we can create our own perspective on how we want to look, how we want to dress, how we want our skin to look, how we, whatever. It's about you and how you feel about yourself. It's not about how other people feel about you. Stop getting the validation from how you feel about you through other people. Stop. Stop, 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 stop. Stop, 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 stop. And I know it's hard because as human beings, we want to be accepted. We want to feel wanted. We want to feel needed. We want to feel attractive. But you make yourself feel that way. You do. When you don't feel accepted, it's because you're pushing yourself out of feeling accepted. You're pushing yourself away from all that. And then you're projecting that energy, I don't feel accepted. Then guess what? People going to feel it and they're not going to accept you. Right? Because whatever energy we thinking or thought we thinking, we become that energy. And people feel that. We are all, everybody, every single being on this planet, we're energetic, we're energy, right? So we have to have inner awareness about how we feel. I'm sorry, I went on a rant with that, but those are some of the things that I really wanted to talk about. Is if you're coming to live abroad, just know that you're gonna face some challenges. Face some challenges, you are. And if you're coming to live abroad and you're using teaching as your way of income, just know that it's not all peaches and cream. It's not. I enjoy teaching a lot. I love it. I love it. I do. I really do. I love being around the Thai kids. I love being able to talk to them, being able to teach them English, being able to motivate them. I love it. Truly, truly love it. But also at the same time too, some days it can feel draining. A lot of the times you won't have a work-life balance, but you have to know how to create that balance, right? So that's what I'm in the process of, is really creating that balance when it comes to working, when it comes to really just accepting life for what it is, but knowing that I can change my life through changing my mind through things. And once I do that, different opportunities come. You don't know where you're going to end up. You don't know where you're going to end up. And a lot of the time, especially in Chiang Mai, this is a spiritual depot of people. So you don't know who you're going to connect with and what that is going to lead you to. But it's just about having a pure heart and having pure intentions. When you have pure intentions for yourself, you have pure intentions for others. And that's it means a lot. It really does mean a lot to you as a person. Be patient with yourself. Be kind with yourself. Be aware of yourself. Okay? Because once you turn your back on yourself, then it feels like the world is turning its back on you, when it's really just you turning your back on you. So have that openness, right? Have an open heart. And that's going to lead you to the places that you need to be. And it's going to get you out of that stuck in a rut feeling. Because it's not real. Okay? Now, I'm not just telling y'all this, I'm telling me this. Because I do go back and look at my videos and I'm like, damn, she right. Sometimes I'm watching my videos, I'm like, wow, I said that. That wasn't me, that was a spirit. Yeah, I hope this video helps. I hope that, you know, you get out your bubble, you get out there, you start traveling. I'm thinking about becoming a travel agent too, but you know, I'm a Gemini, so I'm always thinking about becoming some new shit. I'm always thinking about, like, what can I be next? Maybe I'll be a fucking superhero tomorrow. Yeah, it's a little bit looking this. But thank you guys for supporting my channel. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. And I love you guys so much. Is that Doja Cat? I thought that was Freddy Krueger for a second. I was like, they got Freddy on there. But love you guys. Y'all will catch me in the next video. Peace.